Hello, my name is Gabriel Hillman, and I live in Clovis, New Mexico. I have lived here for the past 2 years, and I recently got a job at an FTD detachment teaching aircraft hydraulics, so I'll be here for at least the next 4 years. I decided to do my research paper on climate change and the way it affects my hobbies such as fishing and also snowboarding, and also the effects it will have on New Mexico such as droughts and wildfires. I found my sources on the internet. All my sources are electronic, and I validated their credibility by their affiliations. Two of them are with the University of Arizona, and the rest are credible sources such as newspapers and online journals. I did my primary research at Santa Rosa Lake. I was going there with my family, and I really didn't know. I didn't expect to find any effects of climate change there. I was looking to have a good time for the weekend. But when I got there, I was very shocked at what I saw. The water level was really low, and it shocked me. You know, we went to put my boat in, my little John boat. I could actually see the levels of water loss on the dam on top of the boat ramp. I was standing there on top of the boat ramp and looking down, and I could not believe how low the water level was. Like I said, there was different levels of drought. I could see them, different layers, layer after layer after layer of water loss. It was pretty shocking. So when I left there, after I put my John boat in the water and fished for a while, I went back up, and I was talking to the park ranger about why the water level was so low, and he was telling me about the drawdown from the local towns so high this year because of the rainfall was so low. So when I went home, it sparked a lot of curiosity in me, and I found that it was a perfect topic for this research paper. So I started to research on why the water level was so low, and I found a pretty good article by a man named Carl Moffat, and it was about the water drawdown pretty much, and it had a picture of the article. Actually, this is what I seen, and it was the exact scene that I saw when I was standing on top of the boat ramp. You could see the dock way down low, and you could see the dam with the different stripes of water loss, which is pretty frightening because the boat ramp itself was all the way down. I don't know how much more they would have paved it down there, but I'm not saying it couldn't be more than 20 to 30 feet, probably less than that really, and it was just shocking to me. So I continued reading Moffat's article on why the lake was so low, and the agricultural industry has had a big impact on that because of how much water they use, and they're not getting the rain that they need, so they need more water, and that drawdown comes directly from the lakes, from Santa Rosa, and then it goes into Lake Sumner, and then Sumner to us. So in our area, they get some water from the underground aquifers, but those are also being taxed right now at a rate that we can't sustain. So, like I said, I researched Santa Rosa Lake, and the agriculture industry was a big thing in that. So then I kept reading his article, and he was talking about why we had so little rain this year, and it's because there was a La Nina season. And I've heard of El Nino, I think everyone has, and La Nina, I personally thought it was just one storm. I didn't know it was a series or a condition that affected, storm systems, but it really is. It's the La Nina and El Nino. So La Nina, it produces abnormally dry winters. That's what I found out when I researched La Nina, and I found an article by Michael Cummins and Zach Guido about how La Nina may return this season, and I thought that was very, very dangerous, because if La Nina continued, then we would have more of a drought, and I don't know how we could sustain what we have now if there's another La Nina season, because that would mean less rainfall in the wintertime. So I was researching La Nina and how it might return, and that's when I found another article by Zach Guido talking about anthropogenic climate change, which is anthropogenic is man-made climate change. It's the greenhouse gases, CO2, by the burning of fossil fuels. And this article stated that, you know, the more pollution we put in the air, then I think the worse natural disasters we'll get. This year, 2011, we've had a record year for natural disasters with fires, earthquakes, hurricanes, floods, you name it. It's been a record-breaking year. So when I was researching that, I also found out that New Mexico recorded its driest winter since 1895. That's, you know, that's over 100 years, and we've just broke the record for the driest winter, which in part is due to La Nina and also the anthropogenic pollution. And this anthropogenic pollution, now, he mentioned that it affects, you know, weather systems, of course, because the more greenhouse gases in the air, the more water the air could hold. So the more water the air could hold, the more water evaporates, and the more water that dumps down somewhere else. So in turn, you have more flooding, more typhoons, more storm systems like that. So, and then after I read that about, you know, how bad it could get if we keep going the way we're going. I mean, the more greenhouse gases we have in the air, the more water the air could hold. So, more natural disasters, and the whole thing just painted a picture that we cannot keep maintaining the way we're going with this, and we have to find some kind of way to help the environment out instead of harming it. I had a great time with this research project. It was a very good research project for me because I learned a lot about global warming and also climate change, and I hope that all of you did as well. I would like to close out by asking if there's any questions. Anyone have any questions? And obviously you do not, because I'm not there. But if you did have questions, feel free to email me. And thank you very much for your time.